Welcome back for another video. I'm Ahabad, a free-to-play endgame player in Raid Shadow Legends. Today is day 3 of the Helicath fusion. So far we have got 4 goats. In fact, that 4th goat can now be locked as per the protocol. Not that one. Not that one. They get more difficult to figure out which one is unlocked, which is another good reason to do the Ascension, and it becomes very clear which one you have unlocked. And we will be doing that tomorrow when Champion Training drops. Someone did mention in the comments that we don't get Ascension points in Champion Training tournaments or events. I can't remember. One you do, one you don't. We have an event dropping tomorrow. In any case, I'll leave it till then. I can't actually remember either way, and just in case, I'll leave it. Doesn't really matter too much. It's only a rare level 1 Ascension, so it's not really worth anything anyway. But just in case, I thought I'd mention it as it was mentioned to me in the comments. Right, what have we got today? Today is a day of Dragon. Basically, there's really not much else going on today. Right, so if we jump into the Dragon tournament, you can see I'm nearly at 2,700 points. I've got a couple more runs to do to get the Epic Tome. And after I get the Epic Tome, given that the top 10 is way out of reach and the amount of resources it would take for me to secure a top 10 place is more than the resources I'd get back, so I won't be bothering. I'm also not that excited about the gear from Dragon, so I won't be pushing any further there. What I will probably end up going to do is a bit of Arcane Keep, as my arcane potions are quite low after CVC. I burned quite a few of them doing Ascensions during CVC, so that's what I'm going to do. You might be wondering, what about the Dungeon Divers event? Yes, granted, I do have a bit of work still to do, but my intention is once Champion Training starts tomorrow, you can see we still have 1 day, 1 hour, and Champion Training will drop before Dungeon Divers finishes. That overlap will be sufficient to push those remaining points. I don't know why the Dungeon Divers aren't showing. Maybe it's one of these Hero Path events. One of them is in fact the Champion Training. There seems to be a lot of issues since the new patch with Plarium in terms of these events and tournaments dropping properly. In any case, I'm pretty sure one of these is the Artifact event and one of them is the Champion Training event. Either way, we've got enough overlap that I'll then grind out the rest of the Dungeon Divers event in campaign. To note, the compensation we were given recently, that 750 energy, I'm intending on using that in the Champion Training event tomorrow, overlapping with the Dungeon Divers. So effectively, maximizing my efficiency that way. So if we jump into Dragon itself, I've been farming stage 24. It's widely known that stage 24 is the kind of best balance between energy to event points to gear drop. You kind of have a nice balance of all three. And I've just capped out my energy 130 of over 130. So I'll show you the team that I've generally been using to farm this. I have a few different variations of the team, but this is the setup I've been using for, I don't know, about 6 months now, roughly. You might ask, why do I run Lydia and Ghostborn? And the simple reality is, by running Lydia in there, I get the poison sensitivity out by Lydia, which means Frozen Banshee can skip that. There's no worry about me having, a weak hit or a resist on the poison sensitivity, so she will get the poisons out. Essentially, I have 2 champions that can do poison sensitivity. And since Lydia is void, I can run this on stage 25 as well, and it does work. So effectively, I have one team that does both stage 24 and 25, 100%, and it's fine. Now, the other reason is that Lydia provides the additional kind of tankiness or she would if I allowed her to do Heresy 2, but I turned it off. I have had it faster as well, so essentially if you take out Lydia, put in Archmage Helmet, and make everyone other than Frozen Banshee pretty squishy, you can get this sort of what's typically between 50 seconds and 65 seconds down to a 40 to 50 second run. And I did used to do that, but unfortunately, because my Frozen Banshee is in lifesteal, you can fail the run. It's very rare. You have to have really bad RNG on the War Masters, but it is like 1 in every 200 runs or so would fail. And essentially by swapping Archmage for Lydia, it's never failed since. So, there is that. Another option is you put Frozen Banshee in regen. And in fact, that is a team that I have been running as well, which is this one here using Dark Kale, who's in a regen set. So it's the same kind of principle. This one wouldn't work so well on stage 25 because of affinity. I wouldn't dare use it, whereas my other team, with using that combination of Lydia with a poisoner, even one as affinity sensitive as Frozen Banshee, works well. But I'll show you this team now quickly, so you can see the difference between having Frozen Banshee and Dark Kale, and you can see the difference between having Lydia and Archmage Helmet. One of the things with Archmage Helmet is his animations are much faster, which definitely helps in terms of getting a fast run. In that instance as well, Frozen Banshee's animations are actually faster than Dark Kale's. So for me, I found the absolute fastest team is Archmage Helmet and Frozen Banshee. But unless I invest the regen gear in Frozen Banshee, it won't be perfectly 100%. And even that 1 in 200 is too much of a waste of energy for me to want to run it. Even if it saves 10 seconds a run, it's just not worth it. I'd rather have the definite 100% and not have any concerns. In the end, this has ended up not being that fast to run anyway, so only 58 seconds. So it didn't really prove my point. Right then, with the dragon tournament done, we accept those rewards, and now we're just going to head over to the Arcane Keep and do a few fights there. This is the team I use for the Arcane Keep. It is another Seer Bomb with double reset and Royal Guard. In terms of the team preset, I have Royal Guard opening with Takedown in the first wave, Hamstring in the second, and then Takedown in the third. I'm actually using the Kaimar reset against the boss and the Renegade reset in wave 2. You have just, you can choose which way round you do it. This is the way I've tried both ways, to be honest, and they seem to be about the same speed. I used to have it the other way around, and I only changed it earlier today, well, literally 5 minutes before recording this, to see if I could speed it up by switching the preset order and have the resets. At least we go straight in with the Karma Burn before the boss takes a turn, and we're able to kill him basically before the boss takes a turn this way. Whereas if we do it the other way, it doesn't quite work out. I mean, let's just jump in. We'll change the preset round and see if it looks like it's going to be any quicker. I don't think it will be, but we'll find out. Let's just go, yeah, that's fine. We will set that one to don't use. It actually doesn't matter because she won't get to take a turn. And then if we're doing it this way round, we want him to hamstring open against the boss. So let's have a look. I don't think it will make any difference in terms of the speed. I think it'll be about the same either way. Actually, it is quicker, and I think we can actually make it even quicker. So if we go here and we actually open with takedown, we should get 2 takedowns. Right, so what's happening here is we start the battle, we take down once with Royal Guard, then Chimer Burn from Seer. We then get a reset. Seer's overtaken Royal Guard, so we still have takedown ready from the first reset. We now reset again, and then we should have takedown and back again. You know, it's much of a muchness. I've tried tweaking the turn orders a few times. Between starting with hamstring. In fact, let's try starting with Razor Blade instead. See if that, from an animation perspective, is probably a little bit slower, but we then have both takedown and hamstring available to focus fire on the boss. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much in it, is there? It would help that he then would use takedown, though. I mean, that was pretty quick. I don't think I can get it much quicker without either having a second Chimer instead of Renegade or doing some kind of poison explosion. I think for my gear and my roster, this is pretty much as quick as it gets. .22 seconds. New best time. There we go. I'd say we've tweaked the configuration a bit, and you can at least maybe see some insight as to how I will run a composition a few times and try and tweak it and try and figure out how to make it faster. I mean, that's my process. I'm sure other people have different ways of doing it. I like to see how things interact within the game and then try and make judgments on how to tweak and finesse it to make it quicker. So I've shown you my dragon teams, I've shown you my Arcane Keep teams, and that's all there is today. You know, we've pretty much used all the resources, we've done what we need to do in terms of this ever loads. We've done what we need to in Classic Arena. I'm holding back the Classic Arena energy to use in Champion Training tomorrow. I'm holding back the Champion Chase tournament energy to use in the Champion Training tomorrow. And as I showed before, I'm holding back the compensation energy to use in Champion Chase tomorrow. I mean, that's it. There's nothing else. The day is done. I'll probably try and do my Hydra keys later today, get that over and done with. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to be doing in the game today, thankfully. So we can go and enjoy the weekend. Right, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a bit unstructured. It's not the usual video I do, to be honest. I tend to prefer to have some kind of defined objective and the video to provide some kind of educational value, rather than just kind of showing you what I'm up to and what I've been doing. But please let me know in the comments whether this is something you want to see. Do you want to have a look at how I'm working on things and devising things and adapting things on my account and kind of how I run the content? If that's of interest, then I can try and make a few more of these as we go forward, just to keep you guys, informed and updated in kind of how I'm approaching the game. So yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. Any feedback's always welcome, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.